have your attention, please, Seattle? Welcome to Liberty Rock, Seattle! Now, if we could all gather up front and take a seat, as we have lots of festivities in store for this evening, lots of candidates to be speaking, 4 to be exact. I am your Region 2 Associate Director for King County. Say hi for those watching live. Woo! You know, it's amazing what a turnout we've been able to get tonight on such short notice. I want to thank you so much for coming out. And we are here to support liberty, freedom, and individual empowerment, because that's what we stand for in the Libertarian Party. Now, I am going to be introducing first someone you all know very well. She ran in 2016 in the 48th District for House of Representatives. In a solid blue district, she got a crunching number of almost 30%. The numbers were and odds were against her, but she persevered and fought through until the bitter end. She is the one that you know as the person to deliver the change, Michelle Darnell. Welcome, dear.
Oh, you're such a sweetie.
I'm sorry, I don't like microphones actually. Anyway, we planned this whole thing in a week, and this is the turnout we're getting tonight. So keep in mind, we're going to do this again. Seattle is going to rock, Liberty is going to rock Seattle. It is time. We see what's going on in our community right now, and we need to respond to that. And that is what we're gearing up to do here. So who am I? I'm Michelle Darnell. I've run for office a couple of times. I fight banks for a living. I have a heart for the homeless and the poor. One of the things LPKC wants to do, and forgive me, there's light here, so I can't see you all. So I'm talking. You don't want to see us. So we want to do politics a little bit differently. We do not want to be the party of your grandmother. So we want to reach out to, not that grandmothers are horrible or anything, I'm going to be a grandmother in June, by the way. But in order to really take this party to the next level, one of the things I realized as I was running for office is, you know, we really need to reach hearts before we can change minds. The Libertarian message is a sophisticated message. It's the right message. I think everybody in here would agree with that. But we're not very, very effective in, one, reaching enough people quickly enough, and reaching them with a message that really speaks to the heart. So with that, after I ran for office, I decided, what can we do to change this? Because I'm all about be the change, right? So, and I believe that we need to do that one heart at a time. So what I'm hoping to do with the LPKC is set a vision to create an apparatus that is going to help support candidates in the future and help us reach our community. Because frankly, as King County goes, so goes the state. And we've seen in recent times, you know, with what's gone on with the AG and our governor, that Washington State can be effectual on the national level. So I am laser focused right now on King County. And this is a start right now in this room. This is growing. We have a movement. Let me tell you folks, I mean, I've talked to literally thousands of people. I've talked to Democrats, I've talked to Republicans, I've talked to Libertarians, of course. And the reality is, the fields are ripe for harvest. It's not a tough sell, guys. We just need the numbers. We need enough people going out, reaching our community, and speaking to their hearts. And one of the things we're going to do that's a little bit different, and I've been told that, you know, hey, you're a political party, you can't do this, which I disagree. I like to break rules. But we're going to get into a little bit of charity. One of the things that the Libertarian Party of King County would like to do, we want to work with other organizations and start responding to the need in our community. Right now we have homeless spilling out onto our streets. Tents are popping up like mushrooms. It's completely unacceptable. And we as libertarians believe we want smaller government. We want the government out of our bedrooms. We want the government out of our wallets. We want lower taxes. But the flip side of that, ladies and gentlemen, is we need to respond to those needs. We need to take responsibility for our communities. So that's one of the things that the Libertarian Party of King County is going to be doing. We are going to set an example. We are going to work with organizations like Crazy Faith Ministries that's already doing it, setting an awesome example in Olympia. We are going to start doing street feeds. I have a dream that within 6 to 12 months we might have a food truck. Can you imagine if the Libertarian Party of King County, in cooperation with various organizations, had a food truck? I mean, what exposure is that? That's going to reach people's hearts. That goes well beyond pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That, you know, how do you get water out of a glass? Or, excuse me, air out of a glass? Daniel, how do you get air out of glass? I'm sorry to put you on the spot. David, can you tell me how to get air out of a glass? You've heard this before.
In order to get air out of the glass, you gotta put something in there first.
Correct. We need to displace. If we want to get government out of our way, we need to displace government. And the way we displace government is right here in our own communities by meeting the needs in our communities. We don't walk by the homeless. We don't walk by the poor and ignore them and say it's someone else's problem. We take it upon ourselves. And let me tell you, I'm not buying the line that every one of these people are drug addicts or, you know, I mean, obviously there's going to be a small percentage of that. But we just went through a hell of a recession. These people were just like you and I. I fight banks for a living. We bailed out the banks and we kicked the people out onto the streets. Are we going to tolerate that?
No.
We as libertarians need to stand up for what we believe right here in our communities, and this is a start here today. So, with those goals in mind, about a month ago, I think it was on the 13th, we elected a board. We have 13 people on our board now. That is part of the process of setting up an organization, setting up a party apparatus. We want to professionalize. We have a website, lpkingcounty.com. Steve Hogue, I'm not sure if he's here tonight, he's our webmaster, he's doing an amazing job. We are coming together and we are going to build an organization that is going to rock King County. They are going to see something they've never seen before, and they're going to recognize that libertarians are something that they never thought they were. And we have some amazing candidates that are running for office, and my hope is that we can build this apparatus and really support them, because from my experience as a candidate, it's not our message, it's reaching the people. So when James Passy needs volunteers on his campaign, or Paul Addis sends out a call to action and needs doorbellers, we need to respond to that. Because we're sick of what we've got, right?
Yeah.
And being on Facebook, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm on Facebook all the time. And that's a good opportunity to reach people. But we got to take it to the streets, guys. I mean, you've seen BLM and you've seen all these different organizations. I mean, I've been told by legislators, unless you take it to that level, you won't get change. So we need to get away from the computer and off our phones and get out into the streets and get out to our neighbors and out to other, organizations, community events. We need to be out there. Because let me tell you, the libertarian message is the message. If you go to our website, you will see what we believe. You'll notice that we don't really talk about some of our personal party platform sort of stuff, because I kind of think that libertarians can argue all day long about how many angels fit on the head of a pin. If we put all our party platform up there, somebody's going to say, hey, I like 10 of these things, but I don't like these 2. So what we have is our value statement. We value love, compassion. We are fed up with this fake compassion that creates more poverty by taking money out of your wallets, funneling it through the government, and bombing Afghanistan. education system where we spend $14,000 federal, state, and local on a student and 1 in 4 doesn't graduate. You give me $14,000 and for 30 kids, I hire a teacher, buy them a laptop, and send them around the world. Our government doesn't use our money effectively. So, but we need to step back and we need to say, well, how do we get out with that message of compassion, real empowerment? Oh, you want to talk about women? Libertarian Party is a little light on women. And I think that part of that is because of our messaging has been a bit too cerebral, if you will. We're not reaching hearts. But if you want to talk about a party for women, talk about the party of empowerment that wants to get government out of your way, that doesn't want to just, replace men and with government, but actually wants to empower people. So, we believe in love, compassion, empowerment, obviously liberty and logic. So that's kind of our mantra is the love, logic, and liberty. You'll see that on our website. So, but the brass tacks are we need to build an organization. So that's what we're doing. And so this is sort of our breakout event. Think of it as a soft opening. And I'm not going to bore you with any more of my speech here. So I think you get my point. I'm pretty fired up. I think that we have the start of something really powerful here, and I thank you so much for coming out and supporting us and being out here this evening. And when the program is all done, we're happy to have Justin Murta out here. And as my good friend Tim Turner says, come for the liberty, stay for the party. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's thank Justin Murta for the music.
Woo!
So it's my turn to bore you. So I'll start with a joke. Billy! Last time I was at a political event, people were throwing bricks at me, so this is a nice change. Hopefully there's no tomatoes at the bar.
Why can't they be cold bricks?
I'd like to introduce our board that Michelle just spoke about. Obviously, Michelle is the chair of the county. I'm Billy Doyle, the co-chair. Matt Dubin, vice chair, is not here tonight. Bill Herman, secretary, is not here tonight. Charles Schaefer, also candidate, treasurer for the county. David Johnson's our political director, who we'll hear from in a second. He's going to tell you about our candidates. Steve Hogue, who Michelle mentioned, our IT director, he's doing great work. Alex Lev, Brendan Roman, James Sherman, our area directors, they're doing great work. Adam Owens and Amanda Carter, part of our outreach team. Amanda did a great job finding out this location and sticking around with us. And I think I've bored you as much as I can. We're gonna hear from David Johnson next with the candidates.
Hello, King County.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We got a lot of great candidates here. I wanted to talk a little bit about our strategy as an organization as well, and where we're going not only this year, but beyond this year, because I think our candidates need to understand that this year is an awesome year. We got awesome opportunities, and they're part of something bigger here. And I want you guys to understand that we are not in this just for this year. We are in this to win this long term, and we want your support long term. You're all here because you're pioneers, and we're striking out on a new journey here. Like all pioneers, we are operating lean here. This is our first event. If you look at most Democrat events, they have a lot more people. We are the pioneers and the disruptors and the entrepreneurs right now fighting the big man. But the exciting part is that the journey has now just begun. You're here in this room, this is the beginning of our journey. This is not the end, and we are going to get a lot bigger and a lot louder. Yeah. Today could not be a better reminder of why we are doing what we are doing. I've lost track in the last 24 hours of how many countries we're bombing or at war with or nearly at war with. Does anybody have a number out there?
All the countries.
I know it was 7 before Trump got into office. I'm losing track now. After the election... Do you count our own country? I would count our own country at this point. I sure as heck couldn't count, and I can't explain how any of those wars are helping Americans at this point. This is why we're doing what we're doing. After an election where the Democrats put forward a candidate that wanted to shoot down Russian planes I can't blame people who tried to vote for the lesser evil. But the reality is, there's no lesser evil. There's one evil. There is one party that is a duopoly that is controlling our country right now. And that duopoly stands for three things that we stand against: endless war, militarized police, and crushing debt. As we stand here today, facing not a two-party system, but a one-party scam, we are here for one goal: to form a second party that stands for love, liberty, and logic. I want to talk about what those 3 points are and what they mean for us here when we're trying to spread our libertarian message to our neighbors. Love means that you don't go around the world like a monster bombing everybody. I would say, some people say you're crazy if you question the American war machine right now. I say you are crazy if you don't question why we should go kill somebody. Logic says that you don't make excuses for unsustainable debts as a path to economic ruin. You don't have to believe in the principle that taxation is theft to realize in practice that warmongering and irresponsible social engineering are stealing the future away from our children. And liberty says that you cannot protect life, liberty, and property through a bigger, more powerful, more invasive state, with the vain hope that they will do good with that power. But rather, life, liberty, and property are best protected by a focused, limited government that leads in respecting others by example, instead of leading through violence, persecution, and bullying our fellow Americans. Whether it is a Republican or a Democrat, bullying a Republican, a Democrat, a Libertarian, a Green Party, it doesn't matter who you are. The government shouldn't be bullying you, it shouldn't be telling you what to do with your life, and it shouldn't be limiting your opportunities. So these 3 pillars are the foundation on which the second major party coalition will be built, in opposition to the current major party that is pro-war, pro-debt, and anti-individual. We are anti-war, anti-debt, and pro-individual. Here in King County, it's critical that we spread the message. Not only do we believe people have an inherent right to life, liberty, and property because of abstract principle, but also because those rights are the only means by which people can, by which we can allow the best in us to flourish. As the major party today leads by example in attacking others and place Americans against one another, we must show that the power to do good and live in peace with one another that comes from liberty. We will show King County that free people can choose to feed the homeless. We will show King County that free people see problems with addiction and want to empower them instead of imprison them. We will show King County that free people can race to the top in building more homes for more people instead of trying to control more and keep homes from being built. And we will show King County that free people can talk about hard issues while treating each other with dignity and finding reasonable common ground with each other. Our candidates today are the frontline soldiers in this fight, running out on by their own choice into a battlefield where the army by them is still being recruited, putting everything on the line. I've sat down with all of our candidates as political director. I see every day the stress they go through, the hard work they put through, and the barriers that are put in the way that they fight. Can we give our candidates a round of applause? I'm fortunate to be in the back lines here where I can read off of a script. I've seen what happens when candidates have to get up and talk without a script, get asked impromptu questions. It's hard. And it takes a lot of prep. Yes, leveled up, James. You leveled up last night.
Thank you.
But them going out, unlike real war, where the people on the front lines go and they get shot and they die, and you have a nice ceremony for them, our candidates get back up after every attempt and voted for a Republican, a Democrat, voted for a Green Party, or didn't vote at all. They are the people we are working with to build a better world. I've been to Democrat and Republican events over the past several months, and let me tell you the worst kept secret in politics here. The major parties are literally dying. There are no young people at any of their events. They're a sea of gray hair, whether you're in Seattle or Kirkland or anywhere. When James, when you talked last night at the 34th, I think you had more hair on your head that is not gray than the entire rest of the crowd. And in fact, I think maybe you had more hair period than them.
What if I dye my hair? No, I can't dye
Any
my
color
hair
works.
because I'm donating it for Wigs for Kids, so I can't dye my hair. This is natural, everyone.
You have amazing hair, James, and everybody will see that soon.
Rub it in, James.
We're the future. This is not a gray audience. I don't see almost any gray hair out here. It's completely stark contrast. There's a little bit, and we appreciate it. But if you go to a Democrat or Republican event, no comparison. We are the new generation. We are going to outlive the people who we are fighting against right now. The Libertarian Party tells the story of the next generation, and I am honored to help write your story and look forward to the incredible journey ahead. Without further ado, I want to introduce Justin Murta. He's running at Everett City Council. He's our first candidate up, and we'll go through all the rest of the candidates. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Play your own theme music, right? Thank you guys very much for having me. My name is Justin Murta, and I ran last year as the State Insurance Commissioner. I did really well. I mean, I was really proud of myself. I was really proud to be a part of this. I was actually approached by our Republican comrades after the candidacy, and they're like, well, now you're ready to join the Republicans, right? Oh yeah. Here I am. I got to give a big shout out to Michael C. Pickens. Without him, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Converted me. I'll be a lifelong libertarian, so thank him very much for that. Thank you guys very much for providing this excellent, storied venue. I don't know if a lot of people know about this venue, but I've actually got the chance to perform here many times. Before I was a DJ, I was actually a white rapper, so, you know, if it wasn't shameful enough being the one thing, whoa, check that out. But yeah, so I actually was nominated for the Mayor's Award for Excellence in Hip Hop, and I graced the stage right here with Mr. Tony Sir Mix-a-Lot back in 2002, so it's awesome to be back. Thank you very much, Columbia City Theater, for staying around, because this is a very beautiful place. I saw outside on the marquee that they're actually going to have Thaddeus Turner from Diggable Planets. He's like one of the bass players for one of the Turner brothers. He'll be playing here shortly. So, you know, sorry to be rambling on, but I figured I'd let you know a little bit about myself. I'm running for Everett City Council this year. So I haven't determined which position yet, but I know my positions quite well. Hopefully we'll take over this year, little by little. I see this party growing. When I first started here a couple of years ago, we were just a small band of angry people sitting at Alfie's, and now we've actually grown to quite a big turnout. Mr. Paul Addis, thank you so much for your inspiration. I really look up to this guy. Not only is he running, but this guy is actually out there doing all the stuff that I wish I could do. Sometimes I wish I could quit my job and go and actually protest and raise the rally, but really thank you for I mean, he is a man who says what he does and does what he says, and really appreciate that. Please give Paul a big round of applause.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you,
Paul. Out here, David rolls the camera over here. This guy is on fire. He's always on social media, killing it. That's what we need. Sometimes it's a little bit crazy, but you know what? We are a little bit crazy, and that's why we're here.
Ain't that the truth?
Meet me outside, how about that?
No,
you know,
no.
Amanda, who I just had the pleasure to meet tonight, thank you so much for helping to organize this event. Little by little, we're getting bigger, we're getting stronger, because we need more options. Right now, like my predecessor said, we had, you know, a turd sandwich and a giant douche this year to vote for, and we need those to go away, and we need a little bit more reasonable options, and we need the help of the government, if there's going to be a government, to present those options, and if they're not going to help us, then we need to get rid of that government. Taxation theft, gotta put that out there. Taxation is theft, and right now taxation's going up. I don't know if you guys have had the public transit stuff starting to hit yet, but I've already had that pinch. Yeah. I think it's time to stop paying some of those. see what they're going to do. I've already started, so this year I have already refused to pay about 30% of the taxes that they say that I owe, because I don't feel that I owe them. I hope you guys are going to support me. I'm going to start blogging about it pretty soon. Again, I'm running for Everett City Council. Thank you guys so much for having me. If you guys are going to have an event, please give me a long time notice. I will help. I will come out and support. I'm not in this for the money. I'm trying to help you guys do some stuff and get to the offices that you need to get to. But please, you know, be a little bit business-minded about it. Give me a little bit of notice as much as you can. I'll try to come out and support you guys wholeheartedly. I'll try to blog. I'll try to get to as many of my 15,000 followers that I can. 5,000 friends on Facebook and 185,000 followers over in Vietnam, but unfortunately they can't do too much. But love you guys. Thank you once again for having me. And I'm not sure who's speaking next, but I think it's David again. So without further ado, give David a round of applause!
You guys having a good time? Are you having a good time? Woo! Yeah. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for coming out once again. At this moment in time, I want you to pull out your phones.
Woo!
Pull out your phones. Pull out your phones. I don't care. You pull it out again. Pull out your phones. Go on Facebook. Find Liberty Chronicle Independent. Just type it in. I am the editor-in-chief of Liberty Chronicle Independent. I focus on helping local candidates all across the country, giving them proper interviews that they deserve that the mainstream media will not allow them to hear. So, follow Liberty Chronicle Independent. You'll see plenty of articles of candidates I've already interviewed. Paul Addis is on there. Tremendous job that he already did. I'm working on interviews with James already, and the future mayor of Seattle, Casey, as well. And going to try to get Charles in too. And apparently I could get you in too, because I wasn't aware that you were running. But now I know you're running, so now I can get you in there too. So make sure you like that page. When you get the articles for the candidates, make sure to like, share, comment, get that exposure out there for them, because they deserve it. At this moment in time, we're going to give you guys a break. So feel free, grab some refreshments from the back there, get a little bit more cozy, a little bit more tipsy, and enjoy yourselves. Class dismissed for now. Have fun. And we will be back shortly.